Albert Owen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edward. And the mover of the motion was absolutely right in his thoughtful speech when he said that there would be repetition about many of the issues, but also that we were concentrating on our local area, because post offices are the heart of our communities and they're vital for businesses and local communities themselves. The Isle of Anglesey, the beautiful Isle of Anglesey on its own, is well known to the member for Chingford, I know, and has a market town. And in 2014, the post office tried to close it down and go out to franchise. There was no suitable premises. Nothing has changed. And yet the post office has come back, repeating exactly the same measures to close it down. It is purpose-built. It is in the centre of the town. It has access outside for buses and for elderly people to access. So it's perfect. When we had a previous closure of the sub-post offices in the rural areas, we were told that this post office, this Crown Post Office, was the hub of the whole area. Now they want to close the hub down. Post Office is not listening. They need to start listening to local communities, to local businesses. Because what we're seeing across the country is not just post office closures, but mass bank closures as well. And local businesses are finding it difficult to do cash handling. They're finding it difficult to run their businesses. And when the post offices close their Crown Post Office down, empty buildings in areas where lots of money is being spent on regeneration is the legacy of the post office. This is counterproductive, and I know the Minister is as anxious as we are that this doesn't happen, but we need a proactive government and a proactive post office. We need to look at innovation. We need to look at the brand, we need to improve the brand, and we need to improve the products of Post Office. There are great opportunities to do so. But we're talking at a time of mass bank closures. So I suggest to the Minister that she listens to the union, the CWU, who is proposing a post bank. This would help for loans for local businesses in the areas, because we've just been through a financial difficulty global, and local banks were not facilitating the local businesses in the way that they should. So I do believe in a mixed economy. I do believe when the government has a stake in Post Office, as it does, then it should intervene in a sensible way through a post office and a post office bank. Because in Llangefni, it is a market town in my constituency where people come on a regular basis to do their business, to do their trade. It's historic, but it's modern as well. They do it in a more digital way these days, but again, as the Honourable Member for Orkney and Shetland said, there is poor broadband facilities. We need to improve our infrastructures, we need to improve our post offices, and we need to start listening to local businesses and local communities, because these closures of post offices and of banks are ripping the heart out of our local communities. The government, quite rightly, talks about localism. Local people, local businesses do not want this closure programme. They oppose it firmly. And we as representatives, it's not the first time I've done it here and stood up for my constituents, are making coherent points. We want the post office to work. We want it to work for our communities, for our businesses and for the future. And I urge the Minister to look closely at the CWU proposals. Let's have the post office doing what it used to do when I was a kid, have savings banks and help businesses in the communities. That's the way forward, and I hope the Minister will take that on board on behalf of the people of Ynys Môn.